The way APC is moving will eventually destroy what is left of Nigeria. The propaganda, the narrative they are pushing on a daily basis so that they can remain relevant and remain in power will be an undoing of the sovereignty of Nigeria. You know, the APC does not have street value. They only rely on structures, which it's structure of criminality, to stay in power. Their narratives, their propaganda that is being pushed currently between the Edo and the Igbos, yes, there's a reason for that, and we are going to open the can of worms. We are going to expose. One of the reasons why I started doing videos is because of such a thing. We have wonderful Yoruba people, wonderful Igbo people, wonderful Edo people, wonderful Hausa people. We have them across board. But some people who have proven to be viruses, you know, when a virus gets into your body, it's going to affect the whole system. There are sets of people who have become virus in every nationality, in every tribe. They want to destroy the humanity that Nigerians have. We'll be talking about Orile, what happened in Orile, where a group of thugs or hoodlums, if you want to call it like that, thugs and hoodlums attacked a BRT bus in broad daylight in Lagos, the most secure place in Nigeria. It is a fact. Lagos is the most secure place in Nigeria. What will happen? What happened? Why is it that in broad daylight, boys, hoodlums, whatever they call them, attacked a BRT bus, and it was a devastating one? The second thing we're looking at is the propaganda that is being pushed, the narrative that is being pushed by whoever, but we know that it is a narrative that's being pushed to discredit Labour Party at the Edo State elections. Let's start with that one. One want to ask the question, why is it that we have some Igbos on Twitter coming together to abuse the Oba of Benin? What led to that? Something must have happened. Something must have led to these guys abusing the Oba of Benin. But I looked at it from this perspective, and that perspective is that there is an Edo election that is coming. There's a Labour Party there. They know that the Obedient movement has its headquarters in Lagos. They know that these APC Renus, these APC conservatives, they are trying to relate this with Igbo and P2B. We know that people see Labour Party as associated with P2B and Igbo and Obedience. So they are trying to, through the back door, use the Igbophobia, the Igbo agenda, to get into the minds of the Edo people so that they will not vote for Labour Party. They can win that sympathy votes from the Labour Party to the side of the APC in Edo State. Remember, the president came and told people that, do you want APC back? They said yes. Do you want Edo back? They said yes. He said he was going to give Edo to APC. This is a clear threat. A clear threat. We had that 4,000 beavers were destroyed by flood. We had that a new police commissioner was posted to Edo State. The INEC rec, the person that is going to be announcing the election, has an affiliation with a former governor of Rivers State. This is what we are hearing. And these are all plans to make sure that they secure the seat come November, I think September. So every other propaganda that we know the APC of, we have Igbos in APC, we have Hausas in APC, we have Fulani in APC, we have Yoruba in APC. So when I'm calling APC, I'm calling out APC, not as a tribe. APC. APC. The propaganda they are pushing through this narrative on Twitter that Igbos are abusing the Oba of Lagos, they want to play into the minds of Edo people to start hating on the Igbos. Now, there's an election coming. Next month, there's an election coming. So don't be fooled by these guys. The narrative being pushed by these guys. Imagine a Twitter space insulting the Oba of Benin, but it is a certain set of people that are pushing it, trying to tell these guys, respond now, respond now. A certain set of people tells you that the APC is known for propaganda. It is not today. All their lies is being busted by split second. Since they have chosen the path of propaganda, that means we are going to face them with the same propaganda they are trying to use against well-meaning human beings. I'm not looking at us as Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. I'm looking at us as human beings that have a nature. I told somebody that you are first a human being before you are any other thing. So anybody that goes against the law of nature, hatred is against the law of nature, evil is against the law of nature. When you have people that have hatred in them, that have hate, whether they are Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, detest those people. They are not human beings. How would you, of all things, there are Igbo people that can be used to do all sort of crimes. Like I said, when Umahi was talking about P2B, was an Igbo person. There are Igbo people that are willing to speak against, to fight their tribe, to give their tribe a bad name. So there are Yorubas that can do also. There are Hausas that can do the same thing. So don't be surprised if you hear an Igbo intonation. Although we have some Yorubas or some other people that grew up in Igbo land that can speak. Okay, if I speak Yoruba, I'm an Igbo. If I speak Yoruba, does it mean that I am Yoruba? So the possibility that this can be cooked up is not a lie. It can be cooked up. To what end? That is my point. To what end? Even though it is Igbos that did it. To what end? Why is it that it is the Yorubas, the Yoruba Ronu, not all Yorubas? Because I have wonderful Yoruba people. I have wonderful Igbo people. I have useless Igbo people. Useless. And I have useless Yoruba people. So let's not make it about a tribe. But why is it? That is where the question comes. Why is it that a certain people from a certain region is pushing it so hard to make sure that there is a clash? And I notice there's an election coming in Edo State, and Labour Party, the Igbos and Edos are in good communion. Edo have come out to tell, I've done interviews so many times, Edo have come out to tell these guys that APC is having no stay in Edo State. And they know that the Igbos, generally, from the southeast region, they don't like anything APC. APC, it is not about whether it is a Yoruba man that is coming as APC. If a Peter Obi joins APC today, if Peter Obi joins APC today, he will be cancelled by the same obedient movement. To show you that the southeast does not hate APC because of tribe. Just that we have people that are playing with the psychology of Nigerians and gaslighting people up and down. The Southeast don't like the APC as a party, not because of tribe. If a Tinubu joins a Labour Party today, you see the love they will give to him. I'm telling you, you see the love, the sentiment they will give to him. If not all, some. If Peter Obi joins APC today, he is forever cancelled. In fact, making that step to join APC, to show you how the Southeast don't like the party itself. Look at every other Igbo person that has joined APC, how they are being castigated and seen as outcasts. So it's not about anything. So the APC is being hated by the Southeasterners, and we have more of Southeasterners in Edo State that are going to be voting. And they will likely vote against APC. So probably the APC is looking at a narrative that they are going to push so as to cause hatred between the Igbos and the Edos so that they can have their way during the election. They are so thirsty for power. Look at what Adams Oshomole, former governor of Edo State, was saying the other time, that the wife of the PDP candidate is Igbo. Now it is the Igbo narrative. We have Igbos that are worse human beings. We have them. They are there. But let's look at the fact that you don't use one person to represent a whole number of people. That means you're not intelligent. That means you're pushing an evil agenda. So this is the agenda these people are pushing. Who started all this propaganda of a thing? It is the APC. It is the APC that started this kind of propagandish game. They started with Jonathan. They got their way into power. They kept Buhari with propaganda. And now that Nigerians have realized that these guys mean no well for the country, they are standing up, speaking against every propaganda, exposing every propaganda a guy called Harry, they call him FBI Twitter, had to unveil some of the participants of that Twitter space, which, according to him, he said one of them, a Yoruba guy, probably versed in Igbo language, yes, change his name to something to Igbo name so as to fit the narrative. It is possible. These are things that are possible. No, it is not something that is strange. These are things that are possible in Nigeria. Nigeria, as corrupt as Nigeria is. Look at what Hope Uzodinma is doing to people in the southeast. Somebody who is supposedly an Igbo man, working against the interest of his people. His people. So it is possible. If it's possible with someone that is literate, how is it not possible with someone that's an illiterate or not that exposed? Somebody that has seen money. When you give somebody 10 persons 10 million naira to run that page and they are Igbos, don't you think they will jump at it with the level of hunger, level of whatever? So, and I trust my Edo brothers. One thing about Edo people is that any place you go, if you don't find an Edo person, just know that that place is not balanced. Edo people are people that balance a community. They are the levelers. You understand? They are the when you have a when you're a bricklayer and there's this thing they used to make sure it's straight. Yes, the surface is straight. That is what Edo people are. They are wise people, very wise people, and highly intelligent people. You cannot play on them. You cannot play on them. I'm talking about those that are pushing the agenda. You know yourself. You cannot play on them. So that is the forgotten thing. Don't be gaslighted. Edo people, vote your choice. If you are voting for APC, vote for APC. If you are voting for PDP, vote for PDP. If you are voting for Labour Party, vote for Labour Party. Don't vote because somebody is playing with your mind. And I want to advise people, there are some handles on Twitter and social media you don't need to listen to, because when you listen to them, you become less of a human being. You don't think well. They are playing on your psychology. You know what it means to gaslight somebody? There are some pages you don't even need to listen to at all. When I look at those pages, I've read them, I'm seeing their content. When I look at the first paragraph and I see that they are moving towards Bible 3, I move away from that. So don't be gaslighted. Edo, no be Lagos, according to the slogan. Show them that you are independent of your actions and thoughts. Nobody is going to gaslight you into doing anything on hating Igbos or fighting your brothers. That's that one. Now, on to what happened in Orile. Yes, on Tuesday, a group of coordinated hoodlums robbed a fully loaded BRT bus around Orile at Alafia, close to School Junction, around 1 p.m. The operation lasted for 30 minutes. Yes, now the Lagos State Police Task Force earlier did a raid, seizing some Okada bikes in the area, so they mobilized themselves to attack the police. Look at the connection. Earlier, Lagos State Police Task Force did a raid, seizing some Okada bikes in the area, so they mobilized themselves to attack the police. According to eyewitness, the crowd was so much that their bus, which was coming from Mile 2 going to Leventis, had to stop at Alafia bus stop in front of the NNPC fuel station. Some guys started smashing the BRT windshield and windows. In a split second, it turned into a robbery. Even the BRT driver was not spared. They comfortably robbed all 35 people for 20 to 30 minutes, stabbed some, yes, yet no security official came to their rescue. Locals suggest that the police only turned up the next day, about 20 hours later. Locals suggest that the police only turned up the next day, about 20 hours later, in their droves, and have opened the investigations. People who are familiar with the axis are lamenting that it's been like that for years, and they hope the government will finally contain it. Yet the Lagos State government has condemned the act. Our police, the good policemen, they are trying, and it's such a wonderful time to become a policeman, and you're a good person. Even wherever you are in Nigeria, you're a good person, you are pushing, you are standing up for good. It takes a lot of sacrifice. Imagine a police with family that is not getting all he needs, underpaid. You are told in the middle of the night to go and face off with armed robbers. You are not well fed and everything. I imagine what the policemen are going through at this under such a government that have neglected them for so long, impoverished them. I really commend the good police officers and those that are giving the police good image. But yet, let's look at the when you go on the streets in Lagos, just of recent, you find out that there are so many boys that are coming to beg you money, ask you for money. There are so many of them. It has increased in recent times to tell you how people are suffering, how Nigerians are going through a lot. Now, somebody is connecting this with the kind of education we have in Nigeria. And let's look at Lagos, the center of excellence. We don't go to school in Lagos. The people that really go to school are those that have enough money to sponsor their children for education that is given at a high cost. But for public primary education, except you have the federal government colleges all around, whereby you look at the school, you see that these guys are serious. But every other place, education is going down, and people are dropping out of school. They are seeing school as less enterprising. People are into all sort of vices, into all sort of drugs and everything. Is this what the government can give Nigerians? We know about free education during the time of Awolowo, whereby people were compulsory, free and you know what they call free and compulsory education. Lack of education, any opportunity anybody has is looting. That's why the federal government, they were afraid of what this hunger protest that they just concluded might carry with it. People are hungry, and you expect hungry people to find means of satisfying themselves, even if it takes to looting or stealing. So the protest must experience stealing. Even in Lagos, the kind of jobless youths that roam the streets, I believe the people in authority should look at this. They are human beings, whether they're Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. The kind of youths that roam the street these days is a time bomb waiting to explode. We have the 1 million boys, we have the Awawa. Boys with do nothing, into cultism, into drugs, into internet fraud. They are increasing by the day because of the failure of the government to provide the basic amenities that the law has empowered it to do. No education. I'm telling you, no education. See, most times when we journalists want to do investigation looking at primary schools, you are confronted by people that don't want you to look into what they are doing. When you look at classrooms, look at the quality of teachers, look at what is being taught, look at the response of students to what is being said on the blackboard or the course that is being taken. Look at the performance, look at the grades, look at the standard reduced, look at the negligence. Everybody's just about to let me get promoted and start collecting money. They sponsor their children to higher schools that they believe that has higher educational standards. Why the majority of the poor people cannot access education? You cannot access education. You cannot think well. You will be lured to do all sorts of crimes. 30 minutes, these guys robbed people in a BRT, and the police had to come the next day. If you're a police around there, just one, what will you do? If there's a police station there, what will you do? You don't know that there is a big uprising that is coming. The government needs to sack all these your aides and advisors. Let people that will tell you the truth come and tell you the truth. People are hungry, people are dying, people are getting frustrated by the day, and they might be given an opportunity to vent their anger. And when they want to start venting their anger, they look at the government agencies. You know, they are going to use the police to stop them from venting their anger. Maybe they'll start with the police. So these people need to see what is happening on ground. This thing that happened in Orile should send us a signal. It's a message to everybody that education is dead. Education is dead. You see people that are trying to help themselves by organizing private school. Public education is dead in Nigeria. You can see only private schools that can offer all the courses and give you conducive learning environment in Nigeria. There's a primary school that you spend millions. Primary school, There are schools that spend millions. How many people can afford millions for school fee? Not talk of accommodation, other things, or feeding the same children that you are paying millions on. How? How can people survive? So all this is a result of the negligence, how the youths have been neglected over the years. You think it is about Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, those that are pushing useless narrative. You think it's about come here to say it's Hausa, it's Igbo, it's Yoruba. It's not about Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. Everybody is affected. Even the North is affected. The East is affected. Out of school children is everywhere. Failed policies of the government. Everybody is just there to loot and lie, propaganda and gaslight and whatever they do to remain in power. That's what they want to do. God is going to help everybody. Get ready, equip yourself for what is yet to come. What is yet to come is big. Equip yourself. Have a conviction that you can die for. You can stand and die for, no matter what. That is what makes you a human being, and a human being with value. Most of our youths don't have any conviction. They can be toast. They are just like Agbero and police. You can just use police and arrest somebody anyhow. Whether the person is a fellow police or whoever, you can use Agbero, arrest somebody anyhow. They don't have a conviction of their own. So don't be like these people. Let's come together and see how, as human beings that God has given eyes, nose, breath, skills, talents, opportunities, how we can develop ourselves for a better future in our communities, in the places we find ourselves. Thank you.